What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about Scream 7 in this video here today. So this is a major breaking report coming out from Deadline. All the reputable trades, I'm sure, are going to start picking this up by the time this is uploaded. But David Arquette is joining Scott Foley and Matthew Lillard in Scream 7 from Spyglass and Paramount Pictures, sources tell Deadline. The trio played characters who died in the franchise and are returning in a surprise way. Details regarding how his character comes back in the film's plot are currently under wraps. Arquette starred as Deputy Dewey Riley, who was off in the fifth film by Amber Freeman, played by newly minted Oscar winner Mikey Madison. Congratulations to her. The character first appears in the franchise original Scream as the older brother of Tatum Riley and the clumsy police deputy trying to help solve the murders in the town of Woodsboro. Tatum was the fifth victim of the Woodsboro murder serial killers, played by Skeet, Ulrich, and Matthew Lillard, which affected Dewey immensely. Now, am I surprised by this? No. I realize so many people are happy about this, probably shocked. That's fine. This does not shock me, nor does it get me excited. This is just more of the same as expected. This is what happens also when you start having things sent your way and you're being told what to expect in the coming weeks, months, and all of it's playing out. Now, Dewey Riley was never a name I was given. Stu Macher was. That's why I didn't upload anything right away, just like how I uploaded something pretty quickly with Jasmine Brown. Jasmine Brown, Matthew Lillard, names I was given with enough evidence to support it. Never heard anything about David Arquette, Dewey Riley, but there was enough in-between stuff given to me to start to anticipate that, yes, he was going to come back. This is not shocking, and hopefully they have come up with a competent way to include him in the narrative, which I believe they have. But to shout out Dave McCray really quick, on one of his live streams, he did point out something. And of course, you'll have so many out there who will continue to ignore this because of the fact they want to hold on to hope. And you're fine to do this, but they want to hold out hope that Stu will be the exception of all of these dead people coming back. They keep announcing dead stars. You started with Scott Foley, Roman Bridger, who came out and made it known that he himself was confused as to how he could come back, but Kevin Williamson discussed it with him and he was like, oh, that's how I'm going to come back. He's still playing the same person. So if Kevin had that discussion with Scott, why would he not have it with Matthew? And also, why would he not have that same discussion with David? Obviously, he's figured out a way to just bring dead characters back while keeping them dead. But of course, Stu must be an exception, right? He's not. Stu Macher is dead. I brought up Dave McCray because Dave made a great point. The more they keep announcing dead stars coming back, you would hope that that would drill in that this man is dead. But like I stated, it's not going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. Some people are going to continue to hold on to that hope. That's fine. Stu Macher is back. He's coming back in a way that I've always agreed should be the way to bring him back, and that is not by having him back alive in some miraculous way that requires all these different mental gymnastics and plot threads that make certain characters like Gale Weathers seem like a blithering idiot, Sidney Prescott included. They're not doing that. They found a way to bring him back with the commentary we know that's been rumored out there. Everybody's aware of it at this point, and that's likely how they're bringing Scott Foley back. That's likely how they're bringing David Arquette back. Skeet Ulrich included in that as well. He's expected back. And also, I think there was a rumor that Maureen Prescott, that actress, is expected to be back. So again, all these dead people coming back. Come on now. All at once. And Matthew's supposed to be the exception. He's just going to be alive. No. If anything, with Dewey Riley's inclusion, this probably will lend itself to how Gale is taunted midway through the film. Gale is probably going to get some sort of phone call with the AI voice changer stuff resurfacing, or maybe some sort of sick, twisted FaceTime call with Dewey's likeness, and we'll have her getting taunted that way. And like I stated in another video, as long as it doesn't look like some of the work in season 7 of Pretty Little Liars where Arya got a call from herself where it looked very Scooby-Doo-esque and very just cringe, if it doesn't look like that, I'm sure it'll go over well. But there's also the possibility that we get a flashback that I've talked about in the past where you could see her and Dewey's life in New York prior to him leaving, where she's talking about it, and then it just manifests on our screen for us to see it, and then it just stops. There's ways to bring dead characters back. Scream has been doing this for a while. They did it in Scream 2. They did it in Scream 3. So why would this be any different? They did it in Scream 5 and Scream 6. So why are you thinking they're going to make an exception when they have a roster of dead people coming back in Scream 7, why would Stu Macher be the exception? He's dead too. I think Scott Foley opening up his mouth about the discussion he had with Kevin is what kind of lends itself to solidifying that Stu will be dead. Because if he had that discussion with you, he had that discussion with Matthew. And he had that discussion with David as well. And just, of course, there's some other things that I know haven't yet made their way onto the internet that I am holding on to. And those of you who have been talking to me and those of you who already know what that stuff is, you're well aware of what's going on in Scream 7. So you don't even think that the man is alive. I'm just saying. What do you guys think is going to be the inclusion of Dewey Riley in this narrative? Do you think he will be used to taunt Gale Weathers? Do you think he will be used via a flashback? Do you think he will be used to taunt Sidney Prescott even? Because Sidney Prescott is somebody who Dewey Riley was very close to as well. For all intents and purposes, that became like his substitute new sister. After Tatum died, he was looking for a new little sister. He found that in Sidney Prescott. Basically making up for everything he probably felt he failed to do with Tatum, even though Tatum and him were mean to each other, as siblings often are, or can be. He still loved her, and I feel like he was finding some sort of coping in a way with Sidney and that relationship that blossomed over this franchise, and Sidney became his new little sister. So maybe we see Sidney Prescott taunted with the likeliness of Dewey Riley, but I'm certain that Dewey Riley, of course, is not going to be brought back to life. He's still maggot food, along with Stu Macher, along with Scott Foley's Roman Bridger. They're dead. They're not coming back to life. If you would like to, again, sell me on why Stu Macher will be the exception, please let me know all that down below. Nobody has filled in any of the gaps related to why Scream would undermine its own whodunit element. Why would they announce the killer only for you to then know who it is going into the film in the most obvious way that we've never seen before in the past? This would be even more obvious than Billy, because again, we already know that Stu was the killer once before. So why would they announce him? If anything, out of all these dead characters, Matthew should have been the secret. But for those of you who have talked to me, I've told you that the plan was to announce Matthew. They're following through on literally all the plans, and even more stuff that I haven't even shared on my channel yet. They're following through with it to a T. I want to see how far they go. We'll see what comes of this, but it's nice to know that he will be back. I'm certain he, again, will play a pivotal role to the film in the narrative that is ongoing. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can never miss a video. In the description, I'll have links to all of my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.